Hey everyone, this waiting, constructive and Xander and Cass. How are you guys doing? I was just over here watching the last season of 90 Day Fiance, the reunion episode. Somebody told me that the new season premiered tonight, and I knew that it didn't premiere tonight. This person, I forgot who it was. I wish I could find her. I would tell her that, she was mistaking it for um they have little in between shows where they kind of just go over certain of the prominent couples their journey on there, but that's really not a new it's not a new episode though. Hey Cass, I was looking for a live stream from you earlier. I should have took my nap, but I didn't. I tried to, but I ended up jumping on O'Shea's show real quickly um, to talk about homosexuality, but you know, it is what it is. Now I'm over here. I meant to talk about me seeing Pet Cemetery last time. I don't know how many people watched the old Pet Cemetery, but if you watched the old Pet Cemetery, did you watch the new one? Yeah, maybe I should go make some tea too. I have some peppermint tea in there. I think I'm gonna go make some peppermint tea, actually. That's a good idea to do that, to make some tea. I mean, it's hot in here, but still, I mean, it's not too hot to where I can't make tea. It was only like 60 something. But did any of you guys see the old and the new Pet Cemetery? I know for some people, the old one would be beyond you because I think it came out in the 80s. So you probably wouldn't have seen it. I know I seen it. I watched it recently too. And I forgot how much of it that I actually missed because when I saw the new one, it had been so long that I saw the old one is that I thought the new one was really different. And it wasn't that different. Yeah, cast Stephen King's Pet Cemetery. I thought the new one was different, but it really wasn't. When I went back and watched the old one, most of the elements were actually the same. They just did a few different things with it, but I thought I hadn't watched the old one again before watching the new one. And some of the stuff I didn't remember in it, so I thought it was different, but it actually really wasn't. I mean, the ending was kind of different. I have to go back and see if the ending was different. I don't think that. I think the ending was different, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was quite the same actually. I swear my Google Hangouts on my phone because I'm getting up because I have to use the bathroom really quickly. I'm about to like pee on myself, and my Google Hangouts be just acting real dumb. I need to go and fix it so I can um mute and pee real fast. Yeah, but I quite enjoy Stephen King movies. I know this old white man, let me tell y'all, he has to be literally bankrolling at this point because with a lot of his movies get remade too. And so it's like he's just making money on top of money on top of money for his books and his his books turn to movies. Like every time they show that man's name as a credit on something. There was an episode of I don't know if people watch the what was that show called? The show was called A Hunting. No, was it A Hunting? No, X-Files. There were certain episodes of the X-Files that Stephen King actually he was the creator of. And so that man just be making I'm sure he just got money. And he lives right over there in like in Camas, Washington, and that's like a little area in Vancouver. And that's where he lives, and he's just making money. He is for sure making money. And I think that people don't even know the extent of how much money that man make. But he has a weird mindset too. I don't know if anybody know that. Stephen King, if you read his books, which I've read quite a bit of his books, I'm trying to pull up my thing so I can see the chat. It's being really weird. I'm gonna do it anyway because I have to get through it on my phone and find the actual video because I want to find it and then come on here. I don't know why it's telling me to become a Patreon patron, but I want to come up and pull this up in YouTube so I can see you guys. Here we go. Because now I can see you guys. Yeah, now I can see the chat room. Oh, they say his net worth is 400 mil. Wow. So yeah, he is. Yeah, and I can see because he has a ton of books out, a ton of them, and books turned to movies. I know Dean Koontz do too. I used to watch it, but not as much as Stephen King, because when I saw that he had an episode of the X Files, I was like, yeah, he's just doing a lot. I think he had one of those, and on the show A Hunting. And I mean, they have another movie for The Conjuring that's coming out with Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's supposed to be based on actual events and the lives of those two white people. But which I'm gonna say that, but he is Xander. Stephen King is weird. If you've read his books and his movies, because ultimately when you read his books and his movies, you're going into his mind. He's weird. Yeah, he did do the Tommy Knockers. He did It too. I mean, It was his movie. And they did the old It, and then they just did the remake of It. And depending on how much it made, I mean, I don't know what was its box office amount. Let me see. Because I didn't watch the new It, but um I want to see how much it made because he made a lot. Oh, it says it made 123 million. I think in the States, maybe. Yeah, they said it broke records. That is interesting. It made 123 million domestically and 66.3 million foreign for a total of 189.7 million. So that's just off that one movie. He bankrolled off that one movie. I'm about to see how much Pet Cemetery made. Because Pet Cemetery kind of let's see how much the new Pet Cemetery did. I don't think Pet Cemetery did that good. Mm. Oh, they said it made worldwide 95,683,075 dollars. And so, I mean, obviously it made more, but maybe I don't know what the promotion was on Pet Cemetery, but how many weeks have it been out? Oh, they said it's only been out for 2.5 weeks. I mean, I guess that's good for 2.5 weeks. You make nearly 100 million off of a movie in 2.5 weeks. Carib, you said you were gonna go see what Pet Cemetery, but you changed your mind. It was really just a more high tech, upgraded version of the old one. And they changed some of like there's a little bit of differences and twists and turns in it. Like I don't know who's going to go watch it, but I don't know who plans on going and watching it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But there was really only some minor differences in it when you go watch the like they changed the color of the cat. I mean, in the old one, the cat was a gray cat, but it was a calico cat this time. The I'll say the remake was about as good as the old one. When I went, because when I watched, like I thought the remake was different, but then I came home and I watched the old one, and it was more of the same but different. Now at the end of it, they showed at the end of it, and I don't remember if this was in the old one. And somebody who is whoever's more recent and up to date on the old one, let me know. But in the new one, the ending was that the girl. Okay, so I have to do a spoiler alert. And now I know that the now I know for a fact that the ending was different. So if people haven't seen it, I have to do a spoiler alert. So in the new movie, one of the biggest differences was instead of the little boy dying, the sister died. She actually was going the little boy rather than him getting hit by the truck because he was running for his ball. That part of it did happen. He was running after a balloon, and what ended up happening is that the dad jumped to grab him out of the way, so the truck ended up turning and maneuvering to the side, and then it detached from the trailer, and the trailer actually slammed into the girl who was trying to get the cat out of the street. So the daughter died instead of the little boy, and she was a 9-year-old girl. And so, of course, a 9-year-old girl is going to be able to wreak more havoc than what a 1 2 year old baby. And so, what ended up happening is the little girl, the 9-year-old girl, she ends up killing both of her parents, dragging them to the pet cemetery to bring them back to life. And then all three of them went to the car to get the baby and I guess kill the baby and turn the baby. But they didn't show that part of it. The baby actually didn't, the little boy didn't die in this movie. The whole entire family, other than him, did. But that's what they ended it as. And then it's like that dude the college student who I got hit by a truck, who had got hit by a truck before, that went through the movie warning him. That kid in the original was white, but in the remake he's black. And so they did minor differences, but otherwise it was the same. And they Carob, it really threw me off when they killed the daughter. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that they were going to kill the daughter. So that was a good one to switch it up from the boy being murdered to the daughter. Diva Wan said Hollywood's just remaking everything. Child's Play is also back, which I give a partial exception to because similar to Michael Myers, it had always operated out of the movie series. That's what me and my best friend were talking about. We were talking about how they don't really make, for the most part, original movies anymore. It seems like a whole bunch of remakes. It do seem like it's a whole bunch of remakes. Pet Cemetery used to be one of my favorite movies, Cass. When I was younger, and I will watch it because I always liked scary movies. I also watched Cujo. I wonder if they're going to remake Cujo, because Cujo with the evil dog, that's Stephen King too. It would be really interesting if they made a remake of Cujo, because they did, or Cujo and Misery, because I know Misery was that Stephen King's or Dean Koontz. I think I forget whose Misery was, and I wonder if they're going to do a remake of Misery too. Yeah, the dog wasn't evil. He was a rabbit. But Belladonna, was that Dean Koontz? That was Stephen King too. I thought it was. I thought it was, and that was Kathy Bates. In Misery, and see Kathy Bates, she plays a good crazy person. Oh, you said they're bringing back All in the Family and the Jeffersons. Jamie Foxx shouldn't be playing in the Jeffersons. Jamie Foxx is just a huge coon. So why is he even like he shouldn't even be in there? I don't think because Jamie Foxx is just like a little coonish. But Cujo was interesting. The only thing that I didn't like. Oh, did they get a spinoff? Carib? Chantel and Pedro got a spinoff. What is it called? Or but they're still going to be on this new season of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I don't like Chantel and her parents and her family though. That's the thing. I don't like them. I think her family is stupid. They have this elitist. What irritated me? I'm telling you what irritated me the most about her family. What
Hey,
irritated
lady.
Hey, what irritated me the most about Chantel and her family was when they went to the Dominican Republic and then start saying, "Oh, why are they feeding us chicken feet? We don't eat chicken feet." That they pray it up in voodoo. It's like, first of all, you live in Atlanta, you know what chicken feet are. It's like, let's just be real, because black people eat chicken feet in the South. So stop it. The family Chantel. So it comes on after basically, so probably after 90 Day Fiance ends. Um, yeah, I don't want to see their spinoff. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. I don't know if I watched it because I just don't like her family. Hey JV.
Hey, what's going on?
JV, have you seen 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes.
The part that has Chantel and Pedro in it?
No, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, her family just irritates me because he's a black dude from the Dominican Republic and she's in Atlanta. So we just know her family are just like Christians and their whole mentality just irks me. Every time I see it, they irk me.
Is this a season that's going on right now?
Yeah, it comes back on next Sunday. Somebody said that it came on today, but the new season of Happily Ever After doesn't start today. It's actually it starts next week. They were just going over they have some episodes where they're just going over the certain couples relationships, not even all of them, just certain of the popular couples. They're going over their actual relationships. But I don't like Pedro. I don't like well I like Pedro. I don't like Chantel's family. They irked me the entire season. Like the entire time they just got on my nerves.
You guys already got me watching The Handmaid's Tale, and I can't even breathe watching that show.
Because it's Nyla's the one who had me watching it. I wasn't even trying to watch it actually.
Okay, that show got me watching these men in society like, try me if you want to. Try me if you want to. I'm going down, guns blazing. I wish I would go inside the bank and they tell me I'm not allowed to take money out. I need to get my husband to do that, and that I'm no longer able to own accounts, vehicles, any.
Hmm.
Oh, hell no. I'm
How
going down
far
guns
along in
blazing.
it are you?
I am almost done with the first season.
Oh, okay. So have you I forget if the first season was when the black chick she escapes.
I think it's leading into that because
Oh,
they
okay. So
show
I
some.
won't
They've
say
been
that.
showing back. They've been showing her backstory.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are leading into that. But where I am now, they switched the girl's walking buddy, and the husband of the blue woman, the woman who she has to split the handmaid, he's being really nice to her, I guess to prevent
Mm-hmm.
her from killing herself. And she is guy, or is this a front?
But he also he's you're talking about the main commander in there?
Yeah, the commander. Like, is he a nice guy? Like, am I being fooled? Is he? I mean, it's not nice.
No, not really. He's not. No.
Not. Ah, damn.
I don't think he is. He just likes her. That's the thing. And I think he likes her because she stands up to him. But I wouldn't say he's nice at all. Cause
Oh
he,
goodness.
cause he does some shady stuff even to his wife. That is, and I think that's in season two. He does shady stuff. Just they're all typical white men. I
That
mean,
is.
because white men can't wait to get into a situation where they're just oppressing people. So with him, he's just being white.
Wow. Yeah. Then I encourage everybody in the chat. Like, you guys gotta watch this show, and you won't regret it. And but brace yourselves, because it is so it like it's crazy because it's far fetched, but at the same time, it literally could happen. Like, it
Yeah,
really
I
could
don't think it's
happen.
far fetched at all.
Hmm.
It is wild the way they do it, but if you know how white people are, it's very likely that they'll do it. And it brings up something that's interesting because, well, I don't want to spoil it because I don't know how far you're in to
No,
it.
you can go ahead. I don't really care about spoilers.
Well, the main commander, his wife, actually, that was her idea. She put that
Wow.
together. It was her idea. So it is interesting how it shows behind these oppressive things, the white woman is generally more instrumental than the white man. Because, yeah, that was her entire concept. And he was simply just backing her on her concept. But he helped her to bring her plan to fruition. And then ultimately, through that, she ended up being oppressed. But that's how white women are. White women have been very instrumental with white supremacy, too. And by way of it, in order for them to get benefits, they're also being oppressed by white men.
Yeah, that's interesting that it was all her idea.
Hmm.
Like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and they as they do the flashbacks, they'll get into more and more of how um, how that came. But it also tells you a lot about religion and how with everything they do, they have to have a religious element to it because they're Christians.
Ah, okay. So, because even with the quote unquote ceremony, which is basically the raping of the handmaid laying in between the legs of the wife, like,
Yeah, that is so creepy and
that
weird. I don't get
that
that.
whole scene is weird. Like, it's weird as hell. So that way there's always a connection into
Hmm.
into how the child is conceived. Like, like they really follow that religiously, and it makes it makes no sense to me, because it's actually a raping that's taking place.
And then just how the dudes carry through with it too is just really weird. How they're just they're basically just pumping and dumping.
Right, they just whip it out, do the do, and wait for her period to come on.
Yeah, wait to see if her period comes out or not.
Hmm.
They're just really, it really does give a good insight into white degeneracy. And the fact that they put these things on TV and they have no problem putting these things on TV and showing exactly how they are is that's just really interesting to me. Like they literally do not care about advertising their degeneracy.
I think it's because they don't represent it as degeneracy, and then that's why they're able to do this, like, right in our faces, because it's
Mhm.
not represented as that. You're looking at the most degenerate behavior, but it's being celebrated. It's not being represented as something negative. But the thing is, we'll turn around and look at, simple things that we do to each other, and we won't forgive each other, we won't have compassion for one another. But these people will actually praise or celebrate extremely degenerative behavior.
They sure do, because they was getting it all the way in, like cutting people's eyes out, cutting people's clips off. Like it's just like they're just savages, savages to the core. But there's some good shows out there now. I can't really be watching all the shows. Like I'm in between trying to watch Sabrina and Once Upon a Time,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a good show too. I like the way they did that show. I'm only on the first season out of seven, and then I'm trying to watch Suits. I finished watching Suits as well. So I have like so many different shows that I'm sitting up here trying to watch, and I'm having to go back and forth in between different ones that I'm watching.
I've been watching the show, The Passage.
I haven't even
On
heard of that.
It comes on Fox. So the guy Zach from Saved by the Bell
Mm.
is in the show, and is basically kind of like a Resident Evil type of thing, but not exactly, where they tried to invent something, but it turned out to just be this horrible thing, and somehow they created vampires or something like that. But they're not vampires. It's some kind of viral issue. But the show is interesting because they were doing these tests on children, and they were looking for children um, that weren't loved, and they were doing it on adults as well. But they also but in the case of the star of the show, the little black girl, they went to kidnap this black girl that was in foster care, and the person that they sent to kidnap her, who was a mercenary, is Zach from Saved by the Bell. But somehow he fell in love with the little black girl, not love in a sexual way, but almost in a father-daughter way. And I thought it was interesting that they would have a little black girl who was actually kidnapped by a white man, but yet he fell in love with her as a father figure. And so throughout the show, he is her father figure. And, and they have this like bond that nobody could get in between. And it's very interesting because it's like they could have made it so that it was a black mercenary that went and saved her, or went to kidnap her, then fell in love with her. But instead, they chose to have a white man play this role. And even throughout in the show, he's her savior. Like she loves him as a father. And then there's this black female scientist, and with her, she was messing around with one of the higher level like government guys, and he's a white guy. Like the swirling in the show,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. And just looking at it, I just thought like, wow. Like not only are they pushing the swirling agenda, but they're also kind of giving you this visual of showing you that white men can love and care about our black daughters in a healthy manner. Like they're really pushing that a white man can be the father figure of a black daughter that is, that's not of his own. I thought that
They
was
will
interesting.
never stop with their agendas. They have to have their agendas in there. I noticed they cannot create a show without their agenda.
Right.
And that's real, real interesting to me. Because it just tells you that they have to get these messages out. They have to get this certain narrative.
Right. And I was thinking, I'm like, why would they show, want us to see, that white men can be good fathers or good father figures to black daughters that are not of their own. It's like, are they trying to hook up the single black women with the white men? Like, I
Hmm.
don't know, but it's an interesting image that they're shoving down our throat.
I think they are. I think they're trying to show that they're trying to increase interest in black women wanting to create children with white men. I definitely think they're doing that.
Yep.
Because it's like, why, like, there would be no need to show it if not that.
Right. It's literally, if you watch the show, it's such an unnecessary thing. Like this whole father daughter relationship that they're forcing between Zach and the little black girl. They literally could have used the black woman who is a doctor that was helping treat the little black girl to have a mother daughter relationship, which what makes more sense. But instead, they push that he's her father. Like the role that he's playing, as much as how much he's trying to protect her. And then there's this white woman who's like his ex girlfriend or something, but she's also involved in the situation, and she also loves the little girl too. And it's just amazing, but they're not making it so that the black woman, the single black woman who has been messing around with the white man, has she's not trying to have a mother daughter relationship with her. So their agenda, it's really strong in that show. It's a good show, but the propaganda is clear.
Yeah, in the Sabrina show, they have literally every agenda rolled into one show. They have the LGBTQ, gay, interracial agenda just all wrapped into the one thing. Include a mix with the white woman as God agenda too. Because Sabrina is supposed to be this all powerful, even able to kill angels type person. And it's just like, I mean, I guess if you think about it in terms of representing yourself, if you have the opportunity to represent yourself in a certain light as a group of people, you're going to represent yourself as superheroes and more powerful than God. Like, you're not a struggle gene. You're not dying out. You would clearly do the opposite of what reality is showing about you.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
But on
Is
these
is that show
reality,
any good? The Sabrina show. I've thought about trying to watch it. I started watching it, the new Charm. I think
the
I
new
finished
term is
that first
trash.
season.
I didn't like. I couldn't even get through the first part of the new Charmed because it was insulting to me.
Yeah, I forced myself to get through it. It got a little interesting towards the end, but nowhere near as good as the original.
Yeah, that's why they irked me because there was the lesbian couple, and you would think with the amount of technology that they had that they would have been able to make it way better. But
Right.
the old one is actually the new one is nowhere near the old one. It's actually kind of insulting that they're even calling it Charmed.
Right.
Mhm. Like I couldn't. I tried what I think 2 episodes, and then I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'll just go watch the old Charmed because the old Charmed is still in heavy rotation. That's why it stays on Netflix.
Yeah, it's definitely on. It's on daytime TV. Yeah, a lot too. I mean, the old Charm was really, really good. I mean, the whole way they played the relationship between Cole and Phoebe,
Hmm.
just everything. They did a really, really good job with that show.
Yeah, they did, and it's just like I feel like in comparison, this one is trash. I'm trying to see if I think because I'm starting to think the first season of Sabrina might be better than the second season. Um, because when I watched the first season, I was able to watch all the way through it. There are certain times where I get tired of watching the second season of it.
Did you watch? Did you used to watch that TV show Grimm?
No,
Okay.
I heard some people talk about Grimm though.
Yeah, I like that show. I was actually sad to see it go.
Did they just completely cancel it, or what they do?
I think they canceled it. They had the series finale. It was really good where both of the kids had grew up. But yeah, they put an end to that show.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So I wonder if the ratings just weren't good.
Probably,
Mm.
probably, and and not to mention it's very competitive out there now with all these shows, especially with Netflix having their own special series, things like that, Hulu, all
They're
that
about to
stuff.
end Supernatural. Supernatural has this last season, and then that's the end. The
Yes, they are. And I hate to admit it, but I have been watching Supernatural for a long time. That
I
is
like
like my go
Supernatural.
to that is my go to show, especially if nothing is on.
It is a good show. I actually find myself rather enjoying it. Of course, the older seasons I feel like are better than the newer ones,
Hmm.
but it's still a good show. It's very occult based, even though it's Bible based. It's occult based too.
Right. It actually pulls it in from kind of all belief systems.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
And
a good show.
yep.
It was kind of weird to me when they make white people depict white people as angels, but it's like a white person would never be that close to the sun, so nor would they be able to be a vessel for an angel. Do you know how much energy an angel would have to be carrying
Oh my
and
goodness.
taking that and putting it in the white body? It just wouldn't happen. Now, I didn't know Christian Keys was the one who played Michael, but
Yes, yes. Michael is played by a black man.
I was like, that is real sexy. I
Yeah,
was just
Michael,
thinking,
he was evil, but Michael was sexy. Michael was like, no, I'm finna turn this shit out.
he was. Like, I was like, well, why do they got Michael looking like that?
They had Michael looking all too sexy.
He was. If I was the mom, I was like, I would have got with that if I was the mom.
Right, we're going to make our own Nephilim. Or is that what they called it?
Hmm.
Yeah, when an archangel has a baby with a human, we would have had two of them. Okay.
Well, you know what's funny? I was watching an episode of X Files, and this brings back to how last night on the show Tasha K was talking about her sister's kids and how they have she posted a picture on the YouTube timeline and have how they have the extra fingers and toes.
Yeah.
I was watching an episode of X Files and it was talking about the Nephilims, and that was a sign of a Nephilim, was them having an extra digits.
That is
And it's
so
actually
freaky.
most common in black people.
My best friend, all her kids, her herself, they're all like that is the signature that they're born with a six finger, but they all have it removed when they're, really young.
Yeah, I would have it removed from my baby too because it just looks weird. But it was interesting because that is primarily occurring in black people, and how in X Files when they were doing it, it was a sign of a Nephilim.
Hey, Cass. I think I see Cass up here.
Cass is probably out there on the beach
Okay, no, I'm here doing what am I
making me
doing?
jealous.
Just getting finished some tea and I'm chopping up some what is this shit called? Rosemary's and make some rosemary olive oil, so that's what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm eating some Trader Joe's movie theater popcorn, waiting for my tea to cool.
What kind of tea you make, Sam?
Some organic berry tea.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good as hell. I could do that.
Hmm. I
How y'all
thought to
doing
put a
this
little
evening?
lemon in it, but I just didn't know if I would like the taste of it, so I better just leave something this. Why mess up a good thing?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
But there's a lot of shows out there I like the occult based ones. I've always literally been attracted to occult stuff and magic. Even since I was younger, it always just fascinated me. Like me and my sisters would pretend and like draw portals on the walls and pretend that we were going to different dimensions and stuff.
Oh my goodness, you guys would have freaked my mother out. Should have drop kicked you guys.
Yeah, and we would write these little things to get access to the portals.
Oh my god.
It never worked, but we would pretend that that's what we were doing.
That's too funny. But I do love those shows because even on the American Horror Stories, which I love, 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 the occult based ones were my
Hmm.
favorite ones.
The Coven is my favorite one.
Yeah, The Coven was good. Murder House was good too.
Oh, I did like Murder House. Yeah, I think Murder House and The Coven were the two ones that I was able to watch more than one time this season.
Yeah, they were those were really good. And I did like the last season.
The Apocalypse.
Yeah.
That one was interesting too.
And they tied everything together and I thought that was great.
They had a lot of gayness in there though. With that black dude who was wearing the dress at the was he at the Oscars, I think. I
Yes,
don't even
with
know, are
him.
they doing another season of American Horror Story? Let me
I
look.
Yeah, it look that's an interesting question. That's a good question because I want to know.
Cause if they did, oh, would it be season 9? Oh, American Horror Story season 9 is 1984. That's interesting. That's the year that I was born.
What year?
1984.
Okay. No, you were saying America. I didn't hear the first part of what you were saying.
Yeah, the new ninth season. It's called 1984.
Oh. Do you know what the basis of it is or
I'm about to read it and see.
okay.
Um, let's see. Let's see what they're talking about. They're saying the past 3 seasons have all premiere early to mid September. So they can most likely expect season 9 to premiere in September 2019. The new trailer was released on April 10th. Let me see if I can find it and I'll show it. Let me see, what is the theme? Oh, here's the YouTube video. So I'm gonna um I had to jump on here for my computer too in order to show you guys what it is. But hold on. My camera on my computer is not so good, so oh, I'm already logged in from there. So hold on. Let me mute this in. Wait, can you guys hear it? Wait, I don't. Hold on, because I don't think we can hear it.
No, I couldn't hear it.
Okay, are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so let me see if it works now. Because I think it doesn't work when I'm connected on the same account to two different things. So let me try to share the screen and so we can go over the trailer now.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
You
Or it
can't
could
hear
just be
anything?
no, or it could just be me.
No, it may be something going on with us. That's weird that you wouldn't be able to hear anything. Let me see if people in the chat room. Is anybody else able to hear anything? If anybody else is able to hear, press 1. They said they can't hear it? That is just weird. I don't understand.
Are the speakers on your computer on?
Yeah, they are. It's
Hmm.
just, it's weird. I don't know why the speakers are all the way up. This is up. I can hear it. Can you guys hear now? Because
No.
you guys still can hear it? That's just
No.
weird. Because I don't know another way to play it if it's not letting you hear it. I mean, I know I'm in my settings. Let me see something. Let me see if maybe you're able to hear it now. What about now?
No.
Still no? That's
Still
weird.
no.
But even on this trailer that they have, it's playing a dumb song, and then it's showing like a man walk. Like I'm gonna post the video. I'm just gonna post a video in the chat room, so you guys can see it because it's not even really, it's not even making it clear what it's about because it's literally just a song over a girl running and a man walking towards her in the nighttime. But there's the link. I don't know what's going on with my stuff. Like I really don't. I really don't get what's going on. Cuz it's just being Yeah, sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on. But we would be better off with me reading what it's supposed to be about. Yeah, so um I'm just gonna read what it's about because that thing doesn't like watch if you guys could click the link. It's just 45 seconds and see what it's doing. I guess they're saying is it's kind of like a Michael Myers type situation. It says think death routine being chased by a scary man with big knives and you're halfway there. That's literally what they say it's about. They said one popular fan theory is that all of the seasons are based around the nine circles of hell from Dante's Inferno. Murder House being limbo, hotel being gluttony, freak show being greed, Roanoke being anger, cult being heresy, asylum being fraud, and covering being treachery. I didn't even know that's what he was doing with those. But I guess Ryan Murphy tweeted the nine circles of hell. I don't know what they be doing. Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I don't know. It doesn't tell from even if you guys watch that video, it doesn't really tell what it's about. So I don't know. We'll have to see because if it's a Michael Myers type situation, like I don't watch American Horror Story for that. Like, do y'all watch American Horror Story to see Michael Myers type situations?
I don't watch American Horror Story at all. I find it quite boring, actually. Not boring. Let me take that back. I find it predictable, and predictable, I guess, equals boring. So yeah, I find it boring.
The Coven was good though.
I mean, it was cute for what it was, but I mean, still, I could sleep through 4 episodes in the middle and then still know what's going on by the fifth. Like, I don't know.
I only like Angela Bassett in there.
Yeah, she. I mean, how could you not like her?
Yeah, Angela Bassett did her thing. Well, Angela Bassett and Kathy Bates. I like both of them. Kathy Bates is a good actress. She's crazy, but she's still good.
I agree. I've
But
been trying to read about. Sorry, go ahead.
what I'm not gonna watch though, I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch a Pedro and Chantel um type of spin-off show when I don't like her or her judgmental elitist type family. I
Who
don't
shouldn't tell?
on 90 Day Fiance, it's a black
Um,
woman from Atlanta and she went to the Dominican Republic and found her a black man and married him.
mm,
And her family is nosy and judgmental and stupid and always in her business and it's just annoying. Like they're just an annoying they're just it's like keep your family out of your business. Like do people ever have a problem with their family being all in their relationship business?
no, I've actually never had that problem. I mean, my mom tries every once in a while, but I just think she wants to know if I'm okay. But I've never had a problem with the rest of my family because they can, they know they can get the business.
I think too many black people put let their family members be in their business a little bit too much. And even if it's not their family member, it's friends and other people. It's like everybody shouldn't be involved in your relationship.
Yeah,
I know I
nobody should be
used to do
involved
it.
in your relationship except for you, the person you're in a relationship with, and if you're going through it, possibly a therapist. Otherwise, yeah, no one else.
Yeah, and I used to, but nowadays I'm like, okay, certain things. I mean, you have to keep your relationship between you and the person to a degree, to a large degree, because if not, other people's opinion of what you should do and how you should run your relationship is going to pose as a hindrance, a huge one actually, and it might break you up. And so to me, it's like keep your business to yourself. I'm not trying to sit here and have people telling me how a relationship that I'm in should be ran. But on that show, she
especially
doesn't.
especially when their relationship is trash or they don't have a relationship or have meaningful relationships. You
Hmm.
don't do that. Please don't do that.
Or
I
if they
wish this
have a
room would
different
shut the room up.
perspective of how your a relationship should be conducted than you, because everybody have something different, or they should have something different in terms of how they would want their relationship to go.
Right.
And if your family or friend don't agree with that, then they're gonna meddle in it.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I
sometimes
mean, but
that's just annoying.
my family, doesn't agree with the probably what my entire life is right now, and I could care less.
On Nyla's panel earlier, did they get into a discussion about sucking dick? Because I was making videos during that time.
I do not know. Once Eddie Longshirt got up there, I dipped off. I can't do him. I can't do
Eddie
I
Long
can't.
shirt.
Yes, yes, I can't do him. Any, I mean, he's been losing my respect for quite some time. But once he said there has to be a reason to drop kick a 78-year-old woman in the face,
Yeah,
it was done.
that should have been for everybody been done at that point. Because yeah, no. And that's why I say like these type of mentalities. But I think they really did get into a discussion of dick sucking,
Oh,
and
yeah, I missed it.
I missed it too, and I was mad because I missed it because I wanted to hear what was actually being said. I mean, I just wanted to hear, just out of curiosity. I just wanted to hear what they were saying, but I didn't get to hear it because I was recording two videos, and I was like, that was the only part really worth listening to.
Yeah, I'm gonna need people that ain't been married 4, 5, 6 times with 9, 10, 11 kids to tell me how to do penis. I'm gonna need that to not happen because I'm gonna need you to know how to do vagina first and
And
keep
a
it.
lot and a lot of the dudes don't know how to. It's so funny that they'll talk about how a woman needs to be able to give head, but it's like you don't know how to get. Most of the time, y'all need guidance on where to find the hole to
Mhm.
stick your dick in. So it's like, what are you talking
Mhm.
about?
Mhm. 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 So
And
yeah,
that's what they don't get.
I couldn't deal with them. I left.
I think one of the things was if a woman is in her 30s, her dick sucking game should be, she should be very skilled. And it's like, well, what if she didn't spend her life sucking dick though?
Right. Right.
Not everybody
Right.
does that.
Because
So,
because a lot of their entire points is that women shouldn't be going around sucking dicks all the time. So now all of a sudden you want her to just magically know how to slob a knob. We're not going to have this discussion. I don't take any of them seriously. I really don't. I
and
really
men
don't.
like different stuff when it comes to head anyway. So it's not like one way for one guy is will probably be trash for another dude.
Right.
And so it's like really he would want to say the head should be catered to them anyway. But you shouldn't be going around assuming, because I think for a woman to be good, she has to actually like doing it.
I mean, I would hope that all of these married men aren't on a panel talking about giving head
Well,
or okay.
I
What do I know?
I wouldn't even care what they said. They wouldn't be getting head for me unless I wanted to give them some. That's
Yeah,
just
they
the
wouldn't be
reality.
getting head from me if I was the last woman on earth. I'd rather jump off the Golden Gate Bridge and hope to catch my eyelid on a hangnail. Like no, I'll pass. I will pass.
And you gotta like the dude too. I mean, I get that there's some women out there who like. There was this dude that I know that, or that I used to know. He was over in Virginia, and he said that like back in the day, he would just I think he said he had talked to or had known this woman who she just really liked sucking dick. So what she would do is she was a married woman, but she would go to these clubs and get dudes, um basically just troll clubs for dudes that she liked, and she would basically just suck their dick on demand, like in the parking lot in the car, and then go back to
Damn.
her husband.
Oh, damn.
And I'm
Was she
just
at least getting paid?
I'm trying to figure out, like he said, she wouldn't want to continue talking to them. She would just want to basically suck their dick in the car that one time and then go on back to her husband. She don't want their number. She don't want their life story. That's really all she wants to do. And I'm like, okay, now I don't
Damn.
know if something happened to her, but it's like you can't possibly like sucking dick that much, where you just going and picking up random dudes. Could you, like, wouldn't you kill your wife if you was her husband and you found out that that's what she was doing?
Yeah, I absolutely would. That's why I asked you, was she getting paid for it?
No.
Because she might have been out there sucking penis for cash, which women do.
Well, he said that she had done it to him, and he asked her about it and talked to her, and she had really just like sucking dick.
So
She
why
wouldn't
can't
get
you
paid.
just did she like sucking penis, or did she like sucking different penises? Because you can easily go
Different
home and
ones.
just suck your man's penis.
No, she just wanted different ones. That's why she would just go to the club
Oh my
and
god.
do it
So
to random dudes and then go home.
so would you ever like talk to her like face to face, or would it just be over the phone? Because you can't be coming to me with penis breath.
I don't even know. He just said that he had met her at a club, and she asked him to come back to her car. I mean, sometimes with dudes, you just never know. They might be embellishing a little bit. They might be talking about a fantasy. Sometimes you just never know. But he said that's what the chick was, and he said he talked to her, and she had just said she just liked sucking dick. She was married. She wanted to be with her husband, but you know, she was at the same time she just liked to suck random dick.
Wow.
And I don't understand that.
Yeah, neither do I. I have no answers.
Chanel Virgo said you haven't sucked dick in like 9 years.
That's
That
true.
that is.
Listen, you get sometimes. Listen, depending on your man, you got to have the jaws of life. Listen, I'm down to do the work, but if you ain't had to do that chore in 9 years, God bless you. Shit, I ain't mad at you. But it's still
But see,
reciprocated, right?
if
I'm not
you
trying to
like
be up in
it,
your bed, Chanel, but is it being reciprocated for you?
but if you like it and you like the guy, it shouldn't even be like a chore. Like if it's a chore, you just shouldn't be doing it. And Shanice says sunburnt chicken skin.
Yo,
I
those
can't.
videos, Quita and I laughed so hard at those videos, especially the dude that was putting, I guess, the aloe vera gel on him, and she touched him, and he was screaming, he like a fucking raw turkey. He was terrible. And then those comments, Lord, Quita and I had a field day.
Oh, Chanel Virgo said he stopped her. Oh wow,
Damn.
that is
Damn.
interesting. Did he say why he was stopping you?
Yeah, she set it up, and she says, I don't give my kids dad head. He told me he can't see me doing that to him as his girlfriend before we had kids.
Didn't Gucci Mane say that? Same thing, kind of.
You know what? Don't ask me anything about what he was.
I think I think
That
Gucci Mane said.
I
I
can't with
shouldn't
him.
be.
He's funny
I
though.
shouldn't be asking about him, but I think he said something to that effect where he felt like it'd be disrespectful if his wife, no, well, no, because he made her his wife, then she wouldn't suck his dick. No, DJ Khaled said he ain't eating his nasty looking wife out, but she needs to give him head.
Yes, yes, that's what DJ Khaled said. Ill, ill,
He's
ill.
so
He's so
gross.
gross. He is
I
so
think
gross.
I think Gucci Mane just said he didn't want his wife doing it because he felt like it was disrespectful. DJ Khaled, please. All big like that, he'll be getting cheated on.
I mean, ill, and he looked like he got a small wiener anyway.
Oh, he probably does.
Yeah,
I
and
have
like
a
he
radar for it.
he moved that stomach back first. Shanice, I'm telling you, like I could not. I
Mm-mm. Yeah, he would just have to divorce me. I just say, go ahead and divorce me because I can't. I'm not doing
I
it.
mean, just to be able to have that conversation out in public and just to talk about your sex life, your married sex life on such a public platform like that, I find highly disrespectful in the first place. And then to be so misogynistic about it and thoughtless, I felt was in very bad taste. And she should not have been the butt of the jokes, although she was. But he found no he had no idea that he was the one that should have been most embarrassed. Period.
And he
And
didn't
that
even
should
defend her when people were talking about how gross she was.
no, he didn't. Like no, he didn't. And that's off. I would never. It's just not enough money in the world. It's just not enough money in the world for me to have to pull back your rolls like that and have to give you suck your penis because you're bringing in some money. Like kiss my ass. It's not
And
happening.
can you imagine how musty it has to smell?
Oh my gosh, he smells like bologna. He smells like bologna. Like I need him to just sit in a tub of bleach, tea tree oil, and baking soda
And some
and just smell
lavender. And throw some lavender in
it.
there
Yeah.
too. Like that.
Yes. I
That's
mean, he's just
nasty.
yeah, he's just a disgusting human being. I can't. I can't.
And there's just no amount of money that like I can't see any amount of money that would make her be sitting up here sucking his dick when he's saying he's not gonna reciprocate it, and then he's
Right.
not defending. Like people were literally going in on her, talking
Yeah,
about
they
how
were.
bad she looked like she smelled, and it's like you to go let him do your wife like that?
Yeah. Yeah. He's just a disgusting person. Like I've never liked his energy. I know that he has taken over, I guess, this Instagram and Twitter thing, and he's been some type of social media star on top of being this music mogul. But I don't respect men who don't respect their wives. And that goes for any of them. Ti, Snoop Dogg, anybody that treats their wife like that. I have no respect for you whatsoever.
Well, because does Ti ever defend Tiny when people's going in on her talking about how ugly she is?
I think he has a couple of times, but he can't defend her on anything if he's sticking his penis in everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He
you
sure
can't
does.
say anything when you have other women approaching your wife about what happened in bed the previous night. Like you can't do that. You
Yeah,
can't do that.
he's done. Because didn't they say he was with her, with Tiny's friend or something like the hired helper or something to that effect? He cheated on her.
Yeah, you know what? I never really got the clarity of that story because there were a couple of other reports that were saying that they were doing threesomes, which is fine. If that's what you want to do in your relationship, great. And if that's something that you do in your relationship, then obviously that's something that's heavily discussed. But I do know that the Black China young girl and what's the other girl, Bernice Burgos, and then they just caught him in the club with somebody else, right? No, Taylor, we're talking about disrespectful men in the industry, men who disrespect their wives. That's what we're talking about. But Ti comes out as trying to be like this righteous, holy person, and I just can't take him seriously because you don't respect your wife. You just don't. You can kiss my ass. You're not a man.
Yeah, no, because he should. And see, that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna go out there and be cheating like that, at least protect her from having to from
Right.
having to be humiliated by that because she's
Right.
not attractive. Like no matter how many times she
Yeah.
changes her eye
Not.
colors or like she could never be attractive. And then he's been attached to people who are way more attractive to her, which is not hard. I mean,
Right.
basically anybody is going to be more attractive than her, but I mean it's just the way that he goes about it. And then I mean,
Hmm.
as a public figure being Ti, can you really hide it like that?
Um, I mean, probably not unless probably it's some type of industry arrangement. You can't hide it like that. But I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the Tasha K? I think she did a trilogy on Ti and Tiny and his cheating ways, and it was quite interesting. She did a really great job. It's like the beginning of her vlogging career, but she did a really good trilogy about those two, and most importantly about Ti and Bernice Burgos and how. Bernice Burgos was, I guess, trying to steal Ti, or she approached Tiny to say that she was taking Ti, some crazy stuff like that. And Kodak Black was just talking shit about his daughter. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Shanice. Okay, can we talk about that? I'm sorry, sidetrack. Y'all know I'm. If I, y'all got to circle me back around sometimes. But I want to talk about that real quick. The reason why Ti can't say anything about somebody saying something negative to his daughter is because he does not respect his wife. People are going to treat your child, especially your daughter, the way that you treat your wife. So if you don't respect your wife, why the heck should we respect your daughter? You set the precedent on how we treat your family. You're the head of the household. So if you don't treat your family well, meaning your wife, and then the kids, then why should anybody respect your child?
Well, they're not going to. That's just a reality. They're not going to. And that's the thing where you have a lot of these celebrities who, I mean, because the thing of it is it's the same with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, where he's sitting up there complaining about the amount of dudes that was sitting up here talking about how they had sex with his wife. It's like,
Right.
okay,
But they
but
had
the,
sex with his wife.
right, they did. And it's like, not only did they have sex with your wife, but your wife doesn't present herself in a respectable manner.
Absolutely.
So why are you expecting other people to, like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you be expecting other people to give her all this respect?
Right. Right. I don't I don't like Kim Kardashian at all. I can't stand that entire witch family. I can't I just if I ever wanted a family to just perish in the fire, it would be them. I don't care. Fight me. I said it.
And
I
they
can't.
they
I
are,
can't do
and
that.
I get tired of black women defending Kim Kardashian, because I'm starting to see how they do it a lot, and it's so annoying.
Taylor's
It's
asking
so
for the link.
annoying. Oh, yeah, yeah, let me send it to her. I thought I had, but maybe I didn't put her in that email. Let me send it. Yeah, I'm so tired of them defending Kim Kardashian. I don't know what to do. And it's
Yeah,
stupid
but
for a black woman to do that anyway.
it really is. But Belle, no, the thing is that you can fight with your sister in private. But you don't go out there and you don't disrespect her behind her back. You don't talk nasty about her behind her back or to her face. Nobody will ever catch you on camera talking slick about your sister. That's totally different. You and your sister can have your personal problems and nobody else better not intervene whatsoever. But if you set a precedent that disrespecting your sister while she's not around, or even if she is around, then other people are going to disrespect her too, and you can't talk about it. You can't do that.
Yeah, they're just, I just, I cannot deal with the irrelevant the Kardashians. Like, I can't deal with Kim Kardashian trying to market herself as someone who wasn't sucking Ray J's dick in a video, and now all
I
of a
mean,
sudden
you're
she's an
right.
attorney. And I can't deal with black women. And there was even this black woman that came on my comments talking about, oh, Kim Kardashian, and she puts it in capital letters like she's trying to emphasize it. She goes, Kim Kardashian is not white. She's just not. She's mixed. And it's like, well, no, actually, she's white. Like, her dad was from the Caucasus region, and her mom is German. So she's like extremely white. But it's like, why do they keep coming on my channel to defend her? Like, it's so it's dumb. It's like, don't come on here to sit here and defend this woman.
Right.
And Kim Kardashian has never ever defended a black woman in her life.
Ever.
and
ever.
they just throw on a cape. Like, it's so disturbing and weird. It's like black women got to get it together, and I don't even know what the motivation for that is. Like, I'm trying to figure out why. What do you gain as a black woman from defending Kim Kardashian?
And I'm trying to figure out if her sucking penis on camera for cash, pretty much prostitution, is a condition of disbarment. Like, can you get disbarred for ethics for behaving like that as an attorney?
Well,
Does
she's
that matter?
white, so probably not.
That's true. I would put in a complaint just because, just to be a butthole. I would put in a complaint. Hey
'Cause-
Taylor.
hey Taylor, because
Hello.
white people, general white women, they got such good PR, and they'll clean up their image in a minute. Like, they be getting advantages that other women just don't get.
Yeah, and all she has to do is suck penis because she's easy, so she just suck her way out of the situation.
Hmm. With a whole bunch of, like, I mean, when you're tied to nearly every black man in the industry,
I mean, if you did Drake, child, I need you to just have several freaking babies. Like,
like, yeah, the when Drake is getting like Jimmy from Degrassi, you'll just do anything.
what's going on, Taylor?
Nothing much. I was just gonna comment and piggyback off what you were saying, Cass, in regards to these celebrity men disrespecting their wives. I just find it funny how some of these men will pick and choose what warrants respect and what warrants disrespect. Like when they went after Kodak Black after he made that comment about Lauren London, I think it
Hmm.
was The Game and Ti. I'm like, first of all, Ti, you embarrassed your wife publicly. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't The Game write a whole song on how he smashed all the Kardashians and went on interviews talking about it? Is that not disrespectful?
And why would he even be bragging about that though?
And I'm gonna need him to settle his debt from the woman that sued him and he didn't pay up. So I'm gonna need him to do that first.
He didn't settle that debt.
No, they had. I think they had to seize his property because of that.
Oh wow, yeah, he shouldn't be talking
Hmm.
about nothing then. He can
Yeah,
you
he
can't
need to
even.
shut up.
And how he dogged out his child's mother, the mother of his children.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like, don't try to check nobody else when you didn't even pay your debt. Like, these dudes be like, yeah, and it's selective outrage because Kodak
Yeah.
Black has said so much problematic stuff about black women, and they were never
Oh,
around for it. And so it's like
speak
now
on
all of a sudden that they say something about Lauren London, you have a problem. And did y'all see the clip that was going around
it. Hi,
of
Khadija.
her
Hi.
speaking at the funeral?
Lauren London?
Yeah, and
I
No,
did.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
see it. I didn't see it.
I
I
saw it.
didn't see it. I just saw like a brief picture of it. She looked like she was in witness protection or something. When she
Khadija,
got
you
up
looking
there.
my
good, baby.
problem
You're
was
looking
how
good.
Thank you.
emotionless she was. Like, she showed no emotion. Like, and
I
I
thought
didn't
I was,
even
I thought I was the
like.
only one to notice that.
Yeah, it was disturbing to me how a lack of emotion. It's like, this is your. I do you know how much I would be a crumbled mess?
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not going to uh push what grieving or what it should look like for her, especially during the time when so many eyes are on her during a public time. And the reason why I'm going to say this, I'm going to back up a story. So when 9/11 happened, I lost my uncle in 9/11. He worked in the Twin Towers. We looked for him for weeks, different hospitals. We went up to New York. It was absolutely horrible. No idea. This September 11th, 2001, December 25th, on Christmas Day, when my Aunt Stephanie, who was married to my Uncle Kevin, came for Christmas, there was no emotion there. There was nothing happening. She was numb for years, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, we don't think we saw her have an entire breakdown because she had been hiding all of that grief, at least from us, for so long until they finally found a hip fragment in 2014 and was able to identify that he perished in the 9/11 towers. So for that long amount of time, all of my deployments, all we've never seen her have moments where she was an absolute like just she was a hot mess. It wasn't until it was confirmed that we saw it's finally sink in. So give her an opportunity before we go out there and do that to each other. Give her an opportunity to allow it to sink in, to look at her kids, to cry, to grieve, and to sit in her silence. Because the day of, the day after, the week after, that's not the hard part. The hard part is when everybody goes home and the phone calls stop coming through.
Yeah, but it sounds like for yours, they weren't maybe weren't grieving because she didn't even know whether he was dead or not.
Well, I mean, after so many years, you
Maybe she
know,
was just trying to wait.
Lord
Maybe she
help
was
me.
clinging to hope though. Maybe she was clinging to hope and thinking that, since there hasn't been any word of it, that there was a hope that he was still alive.
But but even still, we can't determine what somebody's grief looks like or how they should grieve, especially when in that particular circumstance. So I just always want us to be careful in the grieving department when we put what we think they should look like during a time like that, especially if we've never been through it.
Yeah, I was definitely, definitely inserting what I think she
Mhm.
should look like because I mean, one tear is like why can't it just be one tear that you shed? I
They said
mean,
they said that
I'm
she
not
had a
listening to you.
breakdown. They said she had a breakdown. Not, I think that's before the funeral. Before they said that, I think it was her cousin. She said that she like collapsed on the floor and like shrilled and then passed out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey y'all, can we not talk about those fuck niggas? I'm trying to keep my cursing at a minimum. I think I've been doing really well, but in this particular situation, can we not talk about those other YouTubers that have penises that really should have been born with vaginas? Can we please not talk about them?
right.
Because this is just like this is a peaceful, fun conversation, and I just want to make sure that we keep it that way. We ain't talking about them.
Yeah, definitely not with schizophrenic RBR. I just don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he has Tourette's. But
Yeah.
anywho,
But I wanted to ask you guys. I don't know where JV went. She probably went to sleep. Um, but I wanted to ask you guys, like, what are you guys reading these days? Oh, I'm sorry, Penny. I didn't know that she asked you a question. My bad. I didn't see it, boo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Penny. I apologize. I'm so sorry. She yelled at me. Penny said, "Bitch." She asked me a question. I'm sorry, Penny.
Penny says she holding her own.
Penny said, "No, ho, you go over there somewhere. I'm not with it today." Penny, I'm sorry. Please accept my apologies. Yo, those guys irked the crap out of me, Penny. I'm sorry. I'm triggered. But I wasn't coming at you. I promise I wasn't. I truly apologize. Penny said, "Not today, bitch. Not today." I'm sorry. Please accept my apology.
No, but I've been reading these slave narratives and different type of data for this book on how psychotic white people are.
oh damn,
That's what I've been doing.
that sounds interesting.
Like, what was I just thinking I was going to write and incorporate into the book? I think the one I did the Patreon video on the woman wanting to being like her being inspired by the Columbine um shootings.
Oh yeah, I did. I did. That was recent, wasn't it? Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep, I was thinking about incorporating that in there because notice how it's like they're always inspired by something demonic. They're never inspired by doing good. It's always by like a killer or
Yeah,
somebody doing mass destruction. So
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Been a couple times where I wanted to go trench coat mafia on my school, so I ain't gonna hold you.
that medical apartheid is something else though. Because I was watching your video on it. That is real interesting.
It's really heavy. I don't know if I'll cover a book this heavy again. Well, let me stop lying because I'm reading two other novels right now that are freaking pretty heavy. Um, but I'll probably take at least 2 or 3 weeks off of not reading, because the last one that we read about, the Tuskegee experiments, it went so much more in depth than I was actually prepared for. And it was a lot of information to digest, and it was just sickening. Like every time I read these chapters, my stomach just turns, and it boils my blood, my face gets tight, it causes anxiety. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it really, that was how it was for me trying to read that Willie Lynch letter. Like I only got to maybe 2 pages, and it really did something to my psyche. I couldn't deal with it. It bothered my
Yeah.
psyche. Now the funny thing is a lot of people will say, well, the Willie Lynch letter is not real or whatever, but I don't know that I believe it's not real because black people embody it too much.
Yeah, it's whether or not it was fictitious in the writing, the fact that it is something that we can point to directly within our community is um is important to understand and recognize. And just because you can debunk whether or not the Willie Lynch letter was written by a gentleman named Willie Lynch doesn't make what the components of the letter any less true.
Right, and that's why I try to tell them whether Willie Lynch, I mean, that's irrelevant. The concept of it clearly is alive and well. So,
Right.
and I don't know why we would even really argue that when you can just show in so many different ways.
Right. I agree. I absolutely agree. I'm actually reading these two other books right now. It's interesting because when I read Medical Apartheid, I feel something so deep into my soul. But when I read this some WPS, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. So right now I'm reading a novel by this white dude. Don't even get me to try to pronounce his name, but the name of the book is called Autumn Killings, and it's about this serial killer in Sweden, and a cop that has to trace who the serial killer is, and the serial killer ended up shooting her daughter, killing her daughter, and then she ends up turning into a serial killer. Come to find out, the serial killer is actually her brother. Freaking
Oh
amazing.
wow.
Love WPS stuff like that. And then in between reading that, I'm reading this other narrative called The Blue Notebook, and it was written by a Mayo Clinic doctor from Great Britain, I think, one of those places. And he did a lot of work in the homeless sector of Mumbai, and came across a young lady who was about 15 years old who was sold into sex slavery. And so by interviewing her, he wrote her narrative. He wrote her narrative as a day-to-day diary. So
Mm.
it's a very compelling, and the reason why I'm reading this is because I'm just giving y'all my whole life story. I just started talking. My bad. Um, the reason why I'm reading this is because my first year in graduate school, I was recruited by an agency to work or volunteer. It's very interesting a for an organization that busts child sex trafficking or human trafficking. And the case that I worked on was for happened to be sex slavery. And it came in, and these were all different ages, not just children, but teenagers and adults as well. And it was the most sickening and disheartening uh, project that I have ever seen. Like I would have rather been deployed another 4 times before I ever saw something like that, something so sick in my life. And these were kids that were from the around the globe, right below Los Angeles. And it was so sickening, and I've never had any closure of what really happened to any of the kids. I know that some of them were sent back home. Some of them stayed in the United States. Some of the border patrol agents that worked there, some of them married or took in some of the older women, like the 19, 20, 21. That's a whole different conversation for another day. You want to talk about trafficking? Okay. but that's neither here nor there right now. But I personally never got any closure, even though they provided therapy and debriefing and all that stuff. So being able to read this particular book by this doctor kind of gives me some understanding of what life would have been like for these young ladies and young men that were involved, and how they may have been able. Oh, Jane Doe, it ain't sketchy. It is sketchy. It ain't sketchy. It is sketchy. Okay, about how these kids may have lived and what they might have been thinking of. So that's why I'm reading this book. It's quite interesting. It is heavy, but it's very much needed. So that's what I'm reading in between medical apartheid.
Khadija, what are you reading other than your school books?
Nothing.
School
My school books.
book.
All right, that's why I don't miss school because it was so annoying having to constantly
Yeah.
study. There's
I
always a
mean,
test somewhere.
yeah. I mean, usually, like, I usually try to get most of my reading done during like spring break. Well, not even spring break because it's like even during spring break you have work. So I try to get like as much reading done as possible over like the summer or something like that because it's damn near impossible to do it while I'm in school.
Did you
So
get to finish moving yet?
oh, I haven't started yet. Like I'm just gonna start packing because like I'm a notorious procrastinator. So
Hmm.
I've just started like packing and stuff like that. And I'm going down to Georgia this weekend, so I might just start moving some stuff then.
And
But
you ain't gonna be able to date at all in Georgia.
I don't want to date in Georgia. Good lord, like I don't even like. I've had some guys in Georgia like saying they want to take me out and stuff like that, and I'm just like, you sure you ain't an undercover brother or something? Like I hate to come at you like that, but it's just like that's kind of what
You
y'all are
gotta
known for.
check.
Yeah, it's
You
kind of what
gotta
y'all
you
are
gotta
known
check
for,
these days.
unfortunately. Because it's like when people are talking about the gay population, they never specifically mention a specific part in Atlanta or anything like that. So I'm just like, I'll be single.
No, I heard they had like in Atlanta like a very very high rate of it. Like
Right.
they
So
said
it's
it was
just
going down in Atlanta. And then if you think about with the whole Morehouse thing, that kind of makes sense too.
yeah. I recently found out that Morehouse's medical school accepts women. So if I decide to go to medical school instead of doing like the forensic nursing thing, I may go to Morehouse.
So does the forensic nursing like do they work are they on crime scenes and stuff? They work with the police?
They basically do what the medical examiner does. Like they do the autopsy. That's from my research now, but like they basically do like the autopsies and like they can like they can do the autopsies and stuff like that. But from what I read, I think like it's just that the medical examiner has the doctor title and they have like I guess slightly more responsibilities like the paperwork and stuff like that. So like I'm still doing research on it because
Yeah, you
Cass
know where
actually
I'm at. I'm team nurse all day. KH
Mhm.
team nurse all day.
somebody
I
said
hope you
something.
go that route.
The nurse. You
Hmm.
know what? I was thinking about that. Um, like I always said, nursing would be my backup in case in case I got to like a point where I was just like sick of school and I just wanted it to be over. Because if I'm not mistaken, nurses make the same amount as doctors do.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, but I didn't know
That's
sometimes
one of the
more. But
things I like about being in the South is seeing so many different black doctors and nurses and being
yeah,
able to have the
that's
option
a
to be treated by one.
whole nother thing. Like I had to find another doctor. I got to find somebody else to start doing my hair. It's just like moving is a pain in the ass.
But the good thing about being in Georgia is it should be easy to find those things. Because
Yeah, I
I'll
mean, yeah,
tell
I guess.
you, in other places, it's not like on the West Coast, unless you're in California, it's not easy to find places that even cater to black people. Like in Seattle, you'll be hard pressed to find a black doctor or a black counselor. Like it's usually it's all white and Asian.
Yeah, like even when I bought my car, when I traded my car in or whatever, they were sending me to like some white person to get the regular get like the paperwork and stuff finished. And I was like, y'all ain't got a black person to do that. And so the dude was like, you don't trust white people or something like that. I was like, nope.
And you see how they be asking those questions? It's like, why would I? Like, it's
And it's
like, what you
like
mean?
like I don't think he was against it or anything. He was just like, I guess, kind of like shocked that I actually felt that way because of what you just said. You know, people actually have to question it and stuff like that. And so he was just like, "Oh, okay. I mean, ain't no problem. I feel you and everything, but I was just shocked that you actually felt that way." And I was like, I mean, if I got to go to one, then I will. But you know, if you could find me a black person, that'd be appreciated.
One, because generally black people trust white people more than anything, so it ends up being like why, like that. That's why they act so weird, and just like they lose their mind when they see a black person who don't want to do. Like I literally cannot get white people to stop talking to me or trying to talk to me when I go places, and it's so annoying because it's like, look, white person, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care about your
Right.
pleasantries. I don't care about what you think of a book or a candle. I just don't want you talking to me.
Right. Because my whole thing is, it's just like at this point, I really feel like there's no explaining anything to them. So there's really no need for me to talk to you about anything because it's just like they're hell bent on misunderstanding you. So it's just like, what's the point?
Well, and it's like they'll come ask dumb stuff just to get some attention. Like I think this one lady, white lady in the store one time, she said and was asking me how something tastes. And it's like, well, why don't you buy it and see?
Right.
It's like, why are
But
you asking me when you can just buy it and taste it and try it out for yourself? But they'll do that to try to make conversation with people that they know does not want to
don't
talk
want
to
to talk.
them.
Yeah, I used to, and it was bad because I used to work with like a bunch of white people at my last job, and they would always say like the N word and stuff like that, and so like the guy I used to date was on the night shift when they were saying it, and I guess he didn't have an issue with it, and so like they worked with me one night, and I was just like, don't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, well, your boyfriend doesn't have a problem with it, and da 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 da. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck about what he doesn't have a problem with. I said, don't say that shit. And so
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like,
just dumb, right? Because you do be having a lot of black dudes who will sit up and let white people refer to them and call them niggas, and it's like,
right. And I just like it's hard. Like I tell them regardless, but it's just like it's hard for them to take me seriously when you have this black person over here telling them that it's okay to say something that they already want to say. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just like, I find it funny that y'all are so hell bent on saying the N word, but y'all can barely even say fucking excuse me.
And
Like,
that's why I be saying black people are to blame because they will let them. And they will call you racist and say, oh, it's just a word and let them say it. And it's like, do you know how much of a buffoon you look like
sound like
telling a white person that?
it's ridiculous. And he tried to step to me talking about it's not a big deal, and I was just like, oh yeah, I mean, it's not gonna work with me and you. It's just not.
And only literally only seen it in black men doing it, because there was this dude that I used to date when I lived back out in Vancouver, and he lived in Olympia. And if anybody's been to Olympia, you just know it's white trash. But I went up to visit him because it was just an hour and a half drive. So on the weekends when I wasn't working, I would go up there to visit him, and he had so many black friends who had were with white women and who would sit around and allow them to refer to them as niggas.
That's trash.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's ridiculous.
And it
So
was
yeah,
it was just weird because it was always black men that I saw doing that. Like I hadn't been around any black women who had white friends who were allowing them to call them that.
right.
I actually have never seen that dynamic. Like anytime I've ever really seen people just kind of allow the pass on that word, it's usually our brothers, unfortunately, giving them the pass.
Hmm.
Yeah, and see, and I'm
And
not
I,
used to
I
that.
never give them the pass. Like I go over the top offended, which I don't think you could ever be over the top offended
Right,
by that word when it's rolling out of a white person's mouth. Um,
right.
I go all out with how offended I am to make
And see,
sure that they are so uncomfortable that they don't even want to be in my presence anymore, that they're walking on eggshells
That is how
And the,
uncomfortable I make them feel.
and the thing is, I'm not used to being around guys who are used to just like letting them say that because my brothers and my dad would never, like ever. That's why,
Mhm.
like my dad will cuss somebody out like in a hot minute. Like you lucky if you don't get punched in the face either. Like the only reason he won't do it is if one of us is with him. So
I
it's just
Mhm.
like
had
I'm not used to guys sitting there like a one you're okay with it and then two you're trying to convince me to be okay with it. It's just like that's not how that works.
Yeah, that was weird to me the way I was like, why did and it was just so low budget and this white chick, she would like this dude well literally one time we went out to a club and he literally punched this white chick in her face in the club in front of everybody.
damn.
Yeah, and it was like he was disrespectful to her, abusive to her. She had one mixed kid and one white kid talking about how much she just liked black men. And it's like I couldn't like black men enough to let them punch
Right.
me in the
To just
face
sit
in the
there and get
club.
punched. Right. The punch me square in the face. Ooh, somebody coming after you. If I don't get you, somebody coming to get you.
It literally looked like he had tried to snatch her mouth off. Like the
That's
type
crazy.
of bruising and stuff that she had, and it was I was like, this is just gross and way too dusty for me. I was
But
just like, I can't.
it's white women try so hard to compete with us. Like I saw this one day on post on Facebook, and they it was like the white girls, and they had like blonde box braids in. And so they were like, this is why black women are mad at us. You know, we're stealing your men. We wear your hairstyles better. We make better black children. And so I shared the post. Mind you, I got people on my Facebook. I was like, first of all, y'all look like some dirty ass mops. Second of all, y'all ain't gonna have no edges by the time y'all take that out because the hairstyle is too fucking heavy for y'all's hair. And then I was just like, ain't nobody jealous of y'all. Like the men y'all take, we don't want anyway. And then I was like, I dare somebody on here to say something to me.
Because they do. They really be acting like that we see some value in the men that it's like, don't nobody want those. Those that are sitting there, like, no, it's we don't
Those
see
are the men,
value.
right? Those are the men that are sitting up on YouTube complaining that nobody wants them. Like, what are you talking about?
And
Girl,
saying
bye.
they're going to you because they can't even get the black woman that they want. So it's like, what are you talking about? You can only take them because we threw them away. Like, get out of
But
here.
but have y'all noticed that when certain black men when they do interracially date, notice how they get the bottom of the barrel woman of that race.
Yeah, they really be ugly, and they'll convince themselves that they're cute. Actually, they will
Yeah.
literally convince themselves that these women are attractive.
Yeah,
They'll be trash. They'll be either fat, overweight, or really tweaked or
yeah.
skinny.
I've even had like some guys is just like, stop talking about them. They think they look good, and I'm just like, child, I hope not.
If y'all were to go to Washington and see the type of women, like I swear to you, every
Oh,
time you
sin.
see them, it's nasty.
Oh, I live in Arizona, so I already have a glimpse of it. I see black men walking around with whole white children all the
They
time.
sure do.
It's embarrassing. It's so
I
embarrassing.
would be terrified if I was a black man to be left alone with a white child. I mean, the false allegations already come in from dealing
Right.
with white
You better know
women.
what.
I would be scared. Like, I would literally be terrified if I was a black man and somebody left me alone with a white child. Because I know for
Right.
a fact, with absolutely zero evidence, whatever that child says is going to be the truth, no matter how much of a lie it is, and I will be nailed to the wall. Period.
Why is it
Right.
creatively odd say most black folks that interracially date be dating Ratatouille siblings? You need to stop.
Did he say
Ratatouille.
they're dating Ratatouille?
I would be mortified too.
Yeah, I would be. Like it would literally be crazy. Like I'd be so paranoid. I would
Yeah.
think you're trying to
I
set me up.
I'm so happy that my brother, like my oldest brother, he's with a black woman right now. I need to go see my little niece. She's so adorable. But I'm happy that he's with a black woman. And I told my little brother, don't bring no white girl home because I'm telling you right now, I'm not about to be nice to that bitch. So, don't get no white woman. Take her back to wherever you got her from. Take her back to whatever cave you got her from. Take her back. But he's been with black women so far. So, yeah, I'm like, don't bring no white women home.
Y'all
I
know
wish I could say the same.
that football player is in prison for this white woman's daughter coming up dead.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, and they
I
haven't
heard
mentioned
about that.
one piece of evidence that they actually have that he did anything, and he's still in prison he's in prison for that on a first
Yeah, I
degree
think you
murder
covered that
charge.
story too. I
Mhm.
saw
Didn't you do a
you covered that
story on
story.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Sam, didn't you do a story on that? Because I remember hearing about
Yeah.
that briefly.
Yep.
Like, I mean, because I'm just like, if that's what you want to get involved in, and that's your business. Like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't either because I can't be sitting up here caring. If they don't care, I don't care. O'Shea wants me to
Right.
go on his do an interview to talk about that. I might just do it as like a last interview that I ever do on any of these male YouTubers
I
channels.
I wouldn't
I
if
think
I
you
was you,
should
because it's just like,
decline, Sin. In my
yeah, because what
personal
can you really
opinion.
say at this point? Like, this is between black men and their favorite group of women, so let them deal with it.
It's
Yeah, I
supposed
think
to
you
be
should
about
decline.
whether or not they see the white woman as reparations.
That point is dead within
That's
itself. I
stupid.
think you should decline.
But they've made videos saying that they see him as reparations. So ultimately, that is what they see him as.
Well, if they think that they're reparations, then have at it.
Let them think that. Yeah, let them think
Yeah.
that. Like, I wouldn't do the interview because it's just like, what is supposed to come out of it?
I don't even know. That's why I've been sitting here contemplating. I was actually supposed to do it last week and then on Friday. And so I just don't know if I want to really talk to them, to be honest. I just don't feel like I want to.
You don't. You don't.
Yeah,
Cause,
it's pointless in my
yeah, because
opinion.
why? Like, just the way that the one dude on there was like arguing with you, like you could just waste my time or my energy. Like, I
I'll be
let it
right back,
go.
y'all.
Huh?
Okay. She said
Xander
she's gonna be
said
right back.
I'll be right
Xander
back, y'all.
said oh, okay. Xander said I see them posting that white women are reparations on Twitter. Wow, it's a good thing I don't be on Twitter like that. 'Cause I'm not trying to see that. That is sickening.
Xander needs to go to Wall still talk about them 10 to 15 kids that he won't.
Yeah, and I don't know who's having 10 to 15 kids for you, but good luck with that.
Right. Like, go work at a daycare center or something, Xander. We ain't got the time.
The fact that they would even mention white women as reparations just really shows how sick they are.
Yeah, I can't. Like,
And to
even
be,
when you make
I end up
videos about
leaving
it
when
now,
you left, Sin.
huh?
oh, she said she left when you left. But even when you make videos about it now, I just watch it to give you the view and the like and stuff like that. Other than that, I really just don't care.
Yeah, are you talking about O'Shea's thing earlier when I jumped off?
No, I
Taylor?
didn't watch that. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, I am.
they were talking about gay people. And yeah, I just don't know. I don't have the energy for it or the desire to really have those discussions. I say if they want to perish by Becky, then hey, let them.
yeah. It's like, I mean, I still don't have a problem with getting a black man. Now, the quality might be a little bit questionable, but it's
And
just like,
everybody has a problem with that. So
right.
every woman has a problem with finding quality black men. It's too bad though. Like it's just I wish they would aspire to do something or be something other than sexual objects. But it kind of sounds like they just don't care. So it's like,
Who
what can you
was the
do?
Oh,
Dusty? Who was
Penny,
the
I'm sorry, I
Dusty
didn't see your
on?
question. I'm not doing homework. I'm trying to reset my computer because I'm convinced it has a virus on it. So no, I'm not doing homework.
Yeah, I had to ship mine back the other day to HP so they can figure out what's, or they can fix the stuff on it.
Sin, did Mr. Fantastic, did he say that his children's activities weren't his problem? I think I missed that.
Yeah, he was such a mess. Like that whole thing irritated me.
What
Yeah,
But
do
I
you
yeah,
couldn't do
mean
it. Him.
by that?
if the kids, because I think JV said that if they would restructure child support and a woman could request more if she's putting the kids in like different after school activities and things like that. And then he said, well, those aren't his responsibilities, I think.
Oh,
Oh wow.
you know something?
Classy.
I really don't feel like there's a point to these conversations anymore.
There
One
really
and two,
isn't, not
and
involving them.
then and then just the way like when you say something to him and he's not getting his way on the panel, just the way he starts whining and crying lets me know that he probably doesn't even need any kids right now.
And the sad thing is he has kids.
Yeah, he just gets all whiny and stuff like that, and I'm just like, why are you talking like that? Like, you're a big kid now. Act like one. Shit.
Cause from what I
I don't
got
get
from
why
it,
Obsidian be on the panel. I don't. There's too many people. I don't understand why they would ever be included in any discussion.
cause what I got from that was is that he's mad because he got to pay for his kids, but he started a whole new family. So now he's saying his kids aren't his responsibility. Like, I don't
Yeah.
get that. I
Yeah,
really
once the
don't.
Dusty Brigade starts hopping on, I hop off and go take my damn walk around the park. I was like, y'all will not stress me out this good Sunday evening.
Mm. Yeah, there's just certain people I refuse to be. I was surprised that, and Q Butter must have been asleep because I saw the part where on last night's panel, I just fell asleep. I got off to go to sleep, and I saw that Q Butter was on there. I'm surprised Q Butter had to be asleep to be on there with Obsidian on there because there was no way he would be woke and be on there with
I was
Obsidian.
about to say, me and Raya were saying the same thing. We were like, is Q better sleep because he can't stand Obsidian?
Yeah, he would have had to be because I know he would have said something, especially with the stuff that he was on there saying.
Obsidian is so damn stupid. He's
But I'm
ass.
glad that they were ignoring him though.
Because he just comes in and just says like the most random shit, and it's just like, really?
Yeah, for attention. Penny, I went to sleep and I got some good sleep and I was not thinking about that panel. And then I got back up and heard the dust flowing and then I still went back to sleep.
Yeah, it's like time to roll over and find my next comfortable position. It's like,
Yeah, because I was not about to sit there and listen to that. That was like it's just insane to even hear that type of discussion being had with somebody that's that irrelevant. It just I don't get it, but you can't tell people who they can have on their shows. You can't tell them who they can have. But anyway.
yeah, and then when he starts all that screeching and hollering and stuff like that, I'm like, dude,
Hmm.
like, it'd be one thing if he was trying to have an actual serious discussion, but he just goes up there and does things for show. And I told somebody, I was like, once he told y'all that he wasn't for the black community and he's just here for entertainment, like, why do y'all keep entertaining him?
I personally never will, and so they can do what they want to do, but I won't be involved in any type of panel that he's on. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've started getting off. When it starts getting like that, I just start getting off. I'm just like, y'all do what y'all want to do. I don't care. Y'all grown. I don't care.
I'm about to get off of here in a minute because I need to try to. Well, first of all, I'm braiding my hair. It's hard to be on this thing while I'm braiding my hair. Um, and then I need to go to sleep soon. I'm getting tired. Oh yeah, that's a person who will never get any attention from me. And the person that
Sin,
Nyla said looked like Murder Mook, he won't get no attention either. She won't,
Sin,
or
I
she
keep
won't.
telling you, you need to marry these men and save
Ew.
us and save us the problems. Like all this
I
could be
would
solved if
prefer
you
to have my eyes gouged out first.
all of this could be all these problems could be solved if you would just marry
Mm-mm.
these men and like the and just save us, Sin.
And somebody sentence me to death first, because it's like that. It would just no, no, mm-mm, death. I would take. Um, she said murder mook. She said this chick named Kendra, and she actually does look like murder mook when you look at her thing. She actually does. She
Oh,
looks like him.
Kendra D, or like it's another one.
Yeah, Kendra. She looks like she does look like murder mook
Oh, child.
when you compare the pictures. But I mean, it is what it is. They can be dusty over there. I'm gonna get back to what I was doing, which is trolling white people, because it's actually really fun on my videos to troll white
Oh
people, and I
yeah, it is.
remember how much I've been doing it.
Because I know before when I actually cared about what was happening with black men, like being with white women and stuff like that, it was this one where this guy got in trouble for supposedly raping a white girl. It came out that she lied. Go figure. And then um so people were just like going at him and stuff like that. And so they were like, the black men now were like, this isn't a race thing. This could happen with black women and all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, how often do you see that being publicized, first of all? And then, so this one guy was like, well, this isn't about a race thing, and all I see in here is a bunch of angry black women and stuff like that. And I was like, so I commented, and it was a white guy who said this, and I commented, and I was just like, your women have a history of getting black men locked up and hung from trees with their penis cut off and stuff like that. And then, so what are you even talking about black women being mad right now? And so he just started with all the insults and stuff like that. So I was just like, what does that have to do with anything I just said? Like he ended up deleting the whole conversation by the time I got done with him. But he was like trying to insult me and stuff like that. And that's what they do. Like they go straight to insulting you and stuff like that. And I was just like, what does that have to do with the fact that yo whole ass women, be sitting here lying, and then in turn, savages like you turn around and be hanging black people from trees and shit like that. Like, what does that have to do with anything? And he couldn't even answer. And he was like, "Oh, you're trying to insult me and this, that, the third, and the other." And I was like, "Sir, I just asked you a question that you have yet to answer."
And because why are they always in some black spaces anyway? Like they just like to troll black spaces, and I think they troll it to see how many people it's gonna actually make them feel comfortable. And it's like nobody's here to make you feel good about yourself. It's like you need to go somewhere.
Right. That's what, because they do that. Like I follow like pages that uplift black women, and they show black couples and stuff all the time. And so they'll be like, black is beautiful, or black women are beautiful, and here they come talk about all women are beautiful, blah blah blah. And so the black women be coming for their asses too. They be like, "Oh, bitch, we not talking about all women. We talking about black women."
Right. It's like if you don't get all the way up out of here, which y'all's dog hair, that varicose vein burn in the sun skin. It's like you need to go somewhere. Penny, I trolled them with the videos. Like if you look at some of the comments on these sunburn videos, the way that they be responding, they be so triggered. They be so triggered on these videos, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, you guys think you're better because you have melanin." Well, I think nature says that we're better. So,
You think
oh,
we
I'm
better?
over
We
here
are
getting
better. What are you talking
hungry. I need
about?
to get up and make something to eat. Like I'm really over here getting hungry. Yeah, but I used to when before the Dusties got me off track with what I was doing. Yeah, it was really interesting. You know, seeing how triggered they get when you tell them the truth about their biology.
Yeah, I mean, they get triggered by the least little thing too. Like they get triggered when you ignore them. They get triggered when you defend yourself. they get triggered when just any little thing they just get triggered by it. It's really annoying. Like I know my cousin, she was in the store one time, and so she was looking at something on the shelf, and so the white people were trying to get through, and so instead of them just saying excuse me and stuff like that, they just sat there just thinking that she would get out the way. And so my cousin was like, I politely sat right there and let them go around. And so when they went around, I turned my buggy and I hit them with it. And so and so she was like, I was over there pretending to apologize and stuff like that. She was like, "Oh, my bad." Da, 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 da. But next time, just say excuse me if you want to go by. I was like, girl, I was like, you about to have all of us in North Carolina beating people asses and carrying on because you want to hit people with buggies. But I'm down for it. So, you know, it
Because
just is
black
what it
people
is.
go out of their way too much to make white people feel comfortable, and it's just I can't understand why there's such an investment in making them feel special about themselves. It's like, I'm not here to care about your feelings, and it's not my
Right.
job to make you feel good about yourself. So it's like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you could be all right. I mean, if not, make your way to the nearest bridge and jump. Because I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, if they want their ego stroked, I'm not the one to come to do that. And it's like,
Right.
you gonna have to go somewhere else if that's what you're looking for. Because ultimately, all I can do is point out your struggle genes. That's really all that I can do. I'm gonna make a bean, rice, and cheese burrito. That's what I'm gonna make.
That sounds very good. I made some shrimp tacos the other weekend. They were so fucking good.
Oh, that sounds good. Shrimp tacos. That sounds a bomb. I've been trying to find some fresh wild caught snapper, but it's like when I go to the fish markets and the grocery store, they're like they don't have none. So I think maybe it just didn't come in yet.
Well, I can't help you with that because I'm allergic to fish.
Oh, are you?
Unfortunately, it's
All types of fish?
well, okay. So I can eat shellfish. I know that much because I be busting down some shrimp and oysters and like just shellfish, regular shellfish. But I guess like I don't know if I'm just allergic to freshwater fish or saltwater fish as well. So
You're weird.
I don't know because I've had this thing called shark steak and I didn't have an allergic reaction off of that. But like when I eat salmon or something like that, I have an allergic reaction off of that.
See, I like salmon. Basically the only type of fish that I eat is salmon and snapper. I don't like the other type of stuff.
I'd be fucking
I
up
hate that.
snapper.
I hate that too because it's like I would like when I'm making a salad or if I just go on a diet, if I wasn't allergic, I would just do fish instead of chicken and stuff like that. But it's like I'm allergic to fish, so I guess I could do shrimp, but shrimp is expensive. And
I
like
like tempura and fried shrimp. That's what I like.
I would kill for a nice piece of grilled salmon or something like that. I really would. So it's just
But
like
you're
my
allergic
life
to it
sucks.
though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would kill for one, and I just can't have it, and it sucks. It's
Yeah.
depressing. I just want, but luckily, I'm not allergic to like crab or anything like that. Otherwise, my life would really suck.
Ooh, I love crab legs. I really do. Crab legs are so bomb. Like, I love them. Like, I love snow crab legs, the king crab legs, and the flavor of the wild king crab legs. Man,
So good.
it is. When you make like a butter and garlic sauce to go with it. Whew.
Well, see, I went to this place in North Carolina. Like me and my friend were on our way to Charlotte. I can't think of the name of the place, but we just typed in like crab boil and picked a place, and it was really, really good. And they gave you like this big old, like they gave you like this big old bowl, and they bought the stuff out in like a bag of whatever flavor you chose. And it was, I got shrimp, oyster, clams, and uh crabs. I think I got, what did I get? It was either snow crab or Dungeness crab, one of those. And then they had like the
Dungeness crab
potatoes.
tastes good too.
Yeah, I had the, and then I had like the potatoes and the shrimp and stuff like that, and it was really, really good. So now when I come back to North Carolina, I got to find a place. Gotta visit my little niece.
Y'all know what I really like is Maryland's crab cakes. They are so bomb. They are
I
so
haven't had
good.
crab cakes in forever.
Yeah, what the Maryland crab cakes were really good. When I went to DC, we drove out to this place. What was it called? It was called, I forgot what it was called, but the crab cakes there are so good. And the thing about it is they have like these big pieces of crab in it, so you're actually getting your money's
Yeah.
worth. They are
I've
so
noticed
good.
that I've noticed that places that are close to like the ocean and stuff like that, to where they can easily access crab, like Florida and like the places that are close to the water up north and stuff like that. They're usually really good with seafood. I've noticed that because I know I had a really good crab boil when I went down to Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm laughing. Why did I just look on? Somebody sent me a screenshot in my Instagram DM, right? And there was
Uh
a
huh.
black man that tweeted, "Racism is slowly going away," and a white person who went down there and responded and said, "No, it isn't, nigger." I was like, literally.
Oh,
That's how blatant it could be, and they will still be in denial about it.
yep.
Or try to convince that person that they shouldn't hate them and that love is love. And it's just like, really? Like,
Yeah,
I
it's just like
can't.
that's my whole thing. It's just like I don't give a shit if you don't like black people. Keep that shit to yourself is all I need you to do before you get punched in the face.
I literally like don't have them come up to me and say stupid stuff to me. Like, that's the
Me
thing.
either. Me either. Like I be going places just waiting on somebody to say something and nobody ever does.
Yeah, well, they're
Ever.
not. I think they're not depending on your energy. They're not gonna do it. I really believe that they
Yeah.
are able to smell out weak black people.
Right, because I think it's like I think they can tell the people who are going to say something to them or who's actually going to file a lawsuit and follow through with it. Like I think they can sense all of that. So nobody ever tries anything with me when I'm out, and I'm just like, damn it, I need help with my student loans. I need somebody to try something with me.
If they feeling ballsy, they'll test you, and then you cuss them out a good one or two times. They'll leave your ass alone.
Yeah, like the caveling female who sat up there and tried me on a United. First time I flew United Airlines, and it's like I had to check that white woman, and it's like that makes it where that makes to me where I really just don't even want to fly United. Um, Look, this is what I was telling people. I scrolled past this scene on Hollywood Unlocked. It says Kim Kardashian and lawyer Kent Sean Holly set to be honored next month for prison reform work. Now, now Kim Kardashian has really done nothing about prison reform, but the fact of the matter is the fact that she's being made I'm gonna have to do a story on this actually because a little I told you so piece because there was also somewhere I just did a video. I'm gonna make it public tomorrow where French Montana is sitting there going to Kim Kardashian about getting some max B out of jail. And it's like the fact that y'all feel comfortable as black men allowing this white woman to be known for the face of prison reform is trash.
Wow.
Like they're gonna honor her for her accomplishments
She didn't do
in
nothing.
right, and then she didn't.
She really didn't. Like, what's the girl's name that she got out of jail? The woman?
Wasn't it Alice Johnson or something like that?
Think so. She didn't really do nothing.
Let me see. Is because now that you done mentioned some tempura or whatever, I kind of want some now. I actually want some sushi.
Yeah, some sushi would be good too.
I
So
actually found some that
part
I
of
can
all
eat. Like
this,
they have some with shrimp or they have some with the shrimp tempura in it. Like
Those are the
that
ones
one,
that I
and
get.
then they have stuff with like, and then they have the one with the like the little piece of crab in it or whatever. It's
hmm
so good, and I was so happy I discovered that sushi is actually really filling, and I think it might be the rice.
Oh, see, to me, it only fills you for a little while and then it's done.
Well, then again, I do get other stuff with it, so that might be it. Oh
See,
damn.
this is why I like Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and this is why I deal with Ben and Jerry's. They made this thing with a bunch of black people on it that says resist. And I like the fact
Ben
that
and
the
Jerry's is
company
actually real. Do they still do the free ice cream day?
is
It was something they used to do. You get a free scoop of ice cream.
oh, when? So I can make sure I take it. And I like it because their stuff don't have a lot of they don't it doesn't have the preservatives or they put non-GMO on it, and so like I like their ice cream.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's is lit.
I'm about to look and see if that's still a thing.
Well, I'm tired of all this Kardashian worship. Like these bitches are
I'm
relevant.
so over there. I got called a hater because I said I wasn't a fan of the Kardashians. Like, I didn't even say anything bad about them. I was just like, I'm not a fan of them because they don't do anything worth being a fan of, in my honest opinion. And so one of my friends turned around and was like, "You're a hater," and I'm just like, "Bitch, how?"
Right, seriously, it's like really.
Like
I
It's
they
got
like
don't
called,
please justify it.
I got called
like they.
judgmental because I said that Khloe Kardashian is getting what she deserves, which she is. I don't feel sorry for
And
her.
they're sitting here caping for her. And this is why I say there's a big sickness there's a mind sickness that's going on with black people. It's like, because it's like if you ever sit up here and defend Kim Kardashian.
Or
And
her
that's the thing, like, you don't even have to say anything bad about her. It's just like all you got to do is say that you're not a fan, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you're a hater. You're judging her. You're this, that, and the third." And then I was just like, "Bitch, I just said I wasn't a fucking
I
fan of
sure as
hers.
hell am judging her. I
She
sure
deserves to, like, even then, like, she deserves to be judged. Like, you can't put all your business out there like that and then tell people not to judge you. Like, what?"
no, I am judging her for the simple fact that when it comes to black women, we never get that same benefit of the doubt. We never get that same option as Kim Kardashian. She went from a hoe to a soccer mom, and
Girl, I would.
people are ignoring that.
Kim Kardashian could really just go fall off a bridge and I wouldn't care.
And Chloe's getting exactly what the fuck she deserves. I don't feel sorry for her. I hope
I don't feel sorry for any of them. I might get
Tristan
something
was
from Hooters.
dogging
I've
her
never
ass.
eaten at Hooters. How do y'all feel about Hooters?
What's that?
How do y'all feel about Hooters food? I've never eaten there.
It's okay.
I haven't eaten there either.
It's all right. It's not bad.
Yeah, I haven't eaten there either.
I'm debating on between there or I'm going to Denny's.
Go to Denny's. Get you some pancakes.
Yeah, because I don't know. Somebody said Denny's was nasty, but they were in like another state, and I was just like, well, just because your Denny's don't love you, our Denny's here is good.
No, I actually like Denny's. I like Denny's better than IHOP.
Really? I've never heard that before.
I feel like they're both kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean they basically sell the same stuff, so I can see that. But yeah, they're basically the same. I mean, it might be a different taste, but I feel like if you know how to cook
Their
it,
customer service is better at Denny's.
yeah, Denny has really good customer service. I think IHOP knows they're there, and so they feel like they don't really have to be nice to people right now. But I
Yeah,
mean, I've never had a bad experience
like
thus far.
this white lady thought I was inconveniencing her by asking her for some water, and she was all huffing and puffing. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
It's like, bitch, you're at work for the next 8 hours. Like, where are you going that you're so upset about going to get my water?
Mhm. I think I went. I think we went to a Denny's in Florida. Me and my sister, and there was just this Asian lady in there that was just she was just so annoying. And my sister was like, "Can you just?" She came over to apologize, and my sister was like, "Can you just stop talking to us?"
Yeah, because it's just like, don't nobody want to be nice to you now? Like, bitch, go away.
Yeah, because she had sat there and was just acting. I forgot what she was doing, but she was acting real dumb. Because y'all know how white Asians be acting like, and
Mm.
we complained, of course, because she can't. She just ain't about to get away with being retarded. And she came over there to apologize, and my sister was like, she was like, "Can you just stop talking to us?" And let me tell you,
Right,
I
like no,
died laughing. I seriously died.
right. Nobody wants to talk to you after you sat here and been a bitch, and now you got in trouble, and now you trying to be all nice and shit. Like, girl, bye.
Yeah, no, it's like Asian.
Right.
You need to
I know.
just go ahead.
I was telling you about that one time. Me and my friends went out to what was it? The Ale House, I think. It was the Ale House downtown. And so this white dude thought it was funny to try and play a joke talking about, because I ordered a strawberry daiquiri, and he thought it was funny to come back talking about, well, the bartender said she doesn't want to make you a drink. And I was like, him and that bartender was about to get cussed out. I was like, she better go start feeling like something, because who is this right here talking about you don't feel like making a damn drink? And so he saw me looking to see
She
who had
better,
said
she
it.
better start feeling something.
Yeah, she need to start. Yeah, she need to start feeling like something, because bitch, I need my drink. I'm a paying customer. Make my shit. It looks like you're here for the
Right, and
next eight
how is she
hours.
gonna try to opt out and say she don't want to do
I
it?
was just like,
Nobody asked you.
it's right. It's like, yeah,
I,
nobody asked you what you want to do. It's like, bitch, my money says you do want to do it. So make my fucking drink and quit playing with me before I come
right?
across that bar on your ass.
Like,
Hell, I'm looking to see who the hell done said it, because I'm looking like, who is this bitch right here? Talk about what she do and don't want to do, like somebody asked her or gave her an option. And so he decides to tell me, talking about, oh, she didn't really say that. She was just joking and stuff like that. And I was just like, you and her was about to get cussed out just now. And I was going to need a free meal. So, ooh, that looked good.
because she probably wasn't just joking either. She
Right.
was, she was
So,
joking. She was just joking because you called her out. Otherwise, she
right.
wouldn't have been just joking. And they always, and see, they always want to play these games like somebody is dumb. And even if you, it's like, even if she was joking, it's like, do I look like the type of person who, that got time for jokes? I'm
Right.
in
And I'm
here to get some
hungry and all that.
food. Right. Don't nobody
Right.
got time for
I'm
your jokes.
hungry. Like, girl, you about to get killed in here. Don't do that.
Messing with people's food. Talking about
Right.
she's just
And like,
joking.
and my friend told him, he was like, she's not a nice person when she's hungry. Don't do that. I was like, somebody better save him, because he just don't understand.
It's like this is not comedy hour and nobody asked you to make
Right.
jokes. It's like,
It gets crucial when I'm hungry.
because do you get that annoyed type of angry hungry? I be getting that too, where you just know that your blood sugar is very low, so you're
Right.
about to turn into a demon.
Right. Like my friends, like they're used to it at this point, so they'll just go take me to get something to eat, because I did it with one of my friends. Like I just had like a nasty attitude, and he was like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "I'm hungry." And so like he was like, "Okay, give me a few minutes. We about to go eat." And I was like, "I said I'm hungry." And so like we just started arguing, and he was like, "Oh no, bitch, we got to go get you something to eat. I can't do this."
Yeah, he probably like, cause you sitting over here tripping, like hardcore. No, I be getting like I get irritated too when I get hungry, but that's just because my eyes be hurting, my head be hurting. I swear, like I really
Right.
felt like I had low blood sugar, but they tell me I don't have either forms of the diabetes, and I'm like, okay, well, why do I always get like this when I'm hungry then? Like it
Right.
just
Like, and
doesn't.
then because he was just like, I said we were about to go eat in a few minutes, and I was like, oh really? So you just gonna sit here and let me be like this? You just gonna sit here and let me be hungry? And he was like, I cannot. I cannot. Like one time he put me out his house. He was like, you got to go get something to eat and then you can come back.
But after you go get something to eat, you got to get out of his face, and
Right.
then
He was like,
go get your food.
right. He was like, go get you something to eat and then you come back.
I don't know why
I
it's
was
taking me so long to make this burrito when it's like a microwave and stuff too. But you know how you be doing something and then you start doing a bunch of other stuff in between what you're doing? Because I should have been off here and been ate this burrito and finished watching this 90 Day Fiance reunion. Because I like the
I'm about to
reunion shows.
go make me some egg rolls. That's what
Oh, egg roll sound good, but I kind of want this burrito. It's just gonna have like some beans, some rice, some cheese, some avocado, and some sour cream on it.
I know. I know I made me a ginormous salad the other day, because like little salads don't fill me up. And so what I did was I had like a halfway big bowl. So I just got that bowl and just tossed a bunch of stuff in there and made me a salad. It was so good.
I had a chicken Caesar. That's what I had yesterday. I had a chicken Caesar. It was good too. I
I just
really
had a regular
enjoyed it.
salad and then I put some avocado and stuff on it. It was delicious. I love avocado.
I do too. I literally could just sprinkle some salt, pepper, and garlic on an avocado and just murder it. I really can. It's
Right.
so good. They're healthy for you too.
Yeah, it's like a superfood, isn't it?
Mhm. It sure is.
I, hold on. So yeah,
I
I
don't
love avocado.
understand how some people don't like them, but some people really, I guess, really don't like them.
I'm
And
thinking it may be the consistency because it can't be the taste because it doesn't taste like anything. So I'm thinking it has to be the consistency because my dad said he doesn't really like it either because I was just like, if you're eating avocado and you put it over something that you made and you don't like it, I was like, you probably can't cook because avocado doesn't have a taste.
no, it doesn't. Avocado. Well, it does, but it doesn't. Because it does if you end up seasoning it, then it has its natural taste of, I guess, whatever it's supposed to taste like.
Hmm.
But if you don't season it and put stuff on it, then no, it doesn't have a taste.
Yeah, I think that may be what it was. 'Cause I think my dad just sat there and like he just sat there and ate the avocado because he wasn't sure how it tasted, and of course it didn't taste like anything because he didn't think to season it and whatnot. So I told him to give it another try, but he wasn't trying to hear it. So I was like, whatever, more
Well,
avocado.
yeah, he probably wasn't, and rightfully so. But it's like, I mean, usually if somebody got their mind made up that they just don't like something, they're just really not interested in tasting it. And I guess if that was me, it would be the same. But avocados are not on the list of things that I don't like. That's for sure.
No, but yeah, I do like avocado. I've read it was like a superfood or something like that. So I was
And
like,
they kind of help you to feel full for a little while too. Like if you just eat an avocado, they actually help me to. They make me feel kind of full.
I haven't had that experience quite yet. I mean, maybe it's because I haven't eaten one like straight by itself.
Like
Because
a
I
whole
usually put
one.
Yeah, I haven't eaten a whole one by myself. I usually put it on like a salad or a sandwich or something like that.
Oh, I love them on everything. They're really good on eggs, like
Yeah,
scrambled
they are.
eggs. They're so good
I put them on
on
my
eggs.
omelet. I eat them with my
Hmm.
omelets. They're so good. Matter of fact, I'm about to make me an omelet.
I be murdering them with eggs.
I'm trying to get rid of all this food in my house before I leave. So if anybody want me to come cook or something, then come on. So I'm trying to get rid of all of this food because I know it's only a select few people in here. So I don't have a problem with inviting y'all to my house. You know what else I've discovered is really good? Cilantro. I don't know how you feel about
Oh, I
cilantro, but
hate it.
cilantro. You do? I love
I
cilantro.
hate
Cilantro is
cilantro.
delicious.
I just never liked it. I
Cilantro
mean,
is so good.
maybe I don't like cilantro or dill.
Well, I've never had dill, but I tried some cilantro. I put it on my shrimp tacos. I put some cilantro on my shrimp tacos. It was so good.
Yeah, I
I
wonder
like
maybe
hey,
on shrimp taco that it might taste good.
or I used to put it on whenever I went to go get like those little rice bowls. I used to put it in my rice bowls too because they had like the beans and all that other stuff in it.
Like the Mexican bowls type
Yeah,
thing.
and then it was like a little tortilla bowl or whatever, and they would
Hmm.
put some cilantro on top of that. It was good like that too. So
Yeah, maybe I need to be diverse with what I try it on, but when I tried it, I did not like it.
you just ate it by itself.
No, I've had it and stuff, and I just didn't really care for it. I felt
Yeah,
like it was weird, and somebody
yeah.
was tricking
I just
me,
picked it up at like they were what?
tricking me into eating something that I really didn't want to eat.
Oh, well, I know I just picked it up at the store one day because I was like, I need to try something a little bit different or whatever. So I was like, let me try some cilantro, and I tried it, and my life has been forever changed.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I couldn't do cilantro. Cilantro and dill are two things that I was not really. I mean,
Well,
my
how does dill
avocado is
taste?
not as. To me, weird.
Is it like salty, sweet, tangy?
No, it's none of those. It just has like a weird flavor to it to me. People put it in like some some people put it in seafood salads.
Oh, Penny, cilantro does not taste. I mean, does not smell like stink bugs. Okay, stop trying to ruin cilantro for me.
Like
You're being a
lobster
hater.
rolls, they use it in lobster rolls, a lot of seafood pasta salads, and I just never really cared for it. I always thought it was really gross.
Penny, you're being a hater. But it
I
seems like
know,
any little thing can make you a hater these days.
yeah, people throw around hater. I
It's like
feel like
what?
they use it in the wrong context. They don't use it towards um, the people who it should be used towards. They usually say it in situations like if you criticize somebody, then you must be hating on them. And it's just like, really?
Yeah, I had one of my homies was telling me I was hating when she was talking to this one dude that barely wanted to even call her back or whatever. And I said, "Okay, girl, if you say
Hating
so."
on what? Like, why would you be hate for what?
Right. And she was like, "You're just a hater, and you because you want a boyfriend." And I'm just like, "Are you sure he's your boyfriend? Because he won't even call you, sis."
Yeah, if a person is not trying to call you, then generally that should be like a
Now
hint should
he
be being taken.
now he was able to get in contact with her when he wanted some coochie, but any other time it's like he couldn't get in contact with her. But I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll be jealous."
And shouldn't that be like a telltale sign to females? I mean, if the dude is only calling you.
I tried to tell her that she didn't want to listen to me because I like she was one of those ones that felt like because I didn't have a boyfriend or I wasn't in a relationship that I couldn't really tell her anything. And I was like, you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship for that. You just have to have common sense, which clearly you don't.
Well, I mean, because if he's not calling you for anything other than sex, I mean, that's pretty blatant.
Right. And I'm just like, I don't even understand how you still interested at this point because I'd be to find me a new man or something like that. Like, I don't understand how y'all stay interested for so long.
The only way I would that wouldn't be an issue for me is if that's the type of relationship that I wanted to have with him.
Yeah,
And
she wanted
usually,
something more.
what I find is that when the woman wants to have a purely sexual relationship with the man, he generally wants something more,
Yeah,
or he'll
and
try to act like he does.
she wanted something more with him, and so I was just like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. But she was, that's all. And I was just like, I mean, if that's all he wanted to be used for, I mean, if I was you, that's all I would use him for.
Me too.
And then just had them days where like, he come call and then you be like, I'm unavailable. So
Right,
when
and
he
because
gonna
he shouldn't be able to control the
when you come and
access.
get some.
Hmm.
Right. So I was like, you just had them days where you not available, and if he asks what you doing, that's none of your concern.
Yeah, he shouldn't be asking what you're doing.
Right. Don't worry about it. Well, if you were my man, you would know what I'm doing.
And well, and it's like in general, he just shouldn't be talking to her unless it's sexual. So
Right.
it's
So
like, why would you be
I
talking to me?
so I didn't know what to tell her, but it just is what it is.
That's how I kept it with a couple guys, where you don't get to talk to me unless we're arranging having sex because I don't want you for any other reason than to have sex. So why would you be on my phone?
I done had a couple of them get mad at me because I done told them that's all they good for.
You know, people don't like
They're
the truth.
because they'll be like, "You're just using me for sex, and you don't talk to me any other time." I'm like, I mean, well, we being honest. I mean, that's all you good for. And then they'll get mad about that, and I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you.
Because it's like sometimes that's all they have to offer.
Yeah,
And if that's all you got to offer, that's all you have to offer. So,
yeah, and there's nothing okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't want anything serious with you.
all
You
right, y'all,
know.
I'm about to get off. It's 10:30 over here.
Okay. Okay. Good night.
I need to eat my burrito and then lay up. And
Okay.
so I might go over there and listen to Nyla's live stream. I don't know about joining. If I do join, it's going to be very brief because I'm getting tired. And so
Okay.
I want to lay down. But it's good. You should
Uh,
come up on the next one, Sarika.
next one, what?
Picture on. And the next patient
Oh,
in life.
oh, oh! I thought you were talking about Nyla's live that she's about to do. I was about to say, no, ma'am.
I don't even know if I'm gonna go up there. I might just feel like going to sleep.
Yeah, no, I mean it's nothing against Nyla, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like talking with all the people in the room. I'm good.
Yeah, with the way I'm getting tired, and I didn't take a nap. Um, I don't know if I get on there, it might be for no more than 30 minutes because I'd be
Okay,
too tired to be playing around.
okay,
I'm too tired to even finish braiding my hair, so I'm not even gonna finish doing that. But
okay. Well, I'll talk to
you
you next
know,
Sunday.
all right. Thanks to everybody for coming and tuning in.
Good
And
night, Sin.
good night.